All I do is make raps, talk about love and ace slaps. If I was the one on the shallow beach, Mary, 8 craps. If I was the one on the shallow beach, Terry, gay laps. If I was the one on the Alice para, pay laps. All I do is make raps, make the fun hat on K claps, make the fun and jokes up and laugh about it like A-raps. All I do is take taps, all I do is the glade laps. I don't know the calico, but if I knew it, it's Ray Faps. Polka dots and clingo, everything else like J-Laps Hingo. If I made the money, then I'm the one with the pay mouth mingo. Everything like Chingo, I'm the one with the take out Ingo. I'm the one with Tringo and Ningo like Mr. Fake Out Dingo. Ellie is the Klingo, everything else like Ringo. I don't do nothing but regular ampersand treatment insto. I don't do nothing else but the ampersand glingo pinko like the people said you should do if other people was Ringo Pino. I don't care about what they learned about, I ain't from the block. All I know is I'm on the curling scout with the coldest spot. All I do is uptick, turk around like Miss Jump Tech. The police talk to me about personal stuff like runk sex. Everything with Chaco, I ain't there like the monk pics. I ain't friends with Iltro, but I'm there if he want dicks. Everything on Chetro, everything else with bunk pics. Ellie is the one on the Racho limit like talk text. If they using Racho, understand it's the Costco. Cause Radical was Eklar when I was there with the Mako. I was there like Tekars told me, and then he taught me good. He taught me about the hands on the Rajayaso and caught the bud. Taught me how to fight go, Takarajo with tight coat. Without it, then I learned how to kill the magnet with ops slow. Polka dots and clean go, kill the magnet with jock clo. All I do is talk out the middle of Spanish with truck stow. If I had a war on the gunplay era, I'm Tunway Dara. They be saying things on the torpedo carrier like Unsay Barrel. All I did was wake up, polka dot child and take up. I rap better than makeup when he was there with that fake truck. Everything was chafed up, everything else with lake cups. I don't play with gadgets, I just play with the same ducks. Polka dots and playing cards, I just play with the same trucks. I just play with macros, I just play with the main pucks. Everything was outcharged, everything like a Jack-Eye Hogan. If I had the money, then I was there with the Chuck-Eye Logan. If I had the gunny, then I was helping the Elkhart Bunny. If I had the trunny, then I was dipping the cut-like case. Everything with Chell-I Pace, anything else with Chun-I Takes. Every step they made on the Roddy Choco is one I take. Everything they made on the Chico Daga is one I take. Relate on Mr. Rajo, if I ain't there, then I'm Chuck-I Nates. Everything was Chunk Tot, Tico Dago, and Punk Pot. If I was rapping freestyle, then they'll know it like chunk like polka dots and mingo. Everything like a rut stop like pingo and plingo. When I was simple like one dot, polka dots and clingo. Ellie still there with Chun Ots. Still the one that rap off the top for freedom like unstrats. Everything was type on Miss Cotler Skeegan, no Cotler Peasin. If they want me rapping, then I will say it like Alice Skeegan. Polka dots and clingo. All I know is the trolley vegan. I ain't friends with Jeopardos. I'm just friends with the poly season. I'm just friends with Epidos. I ain't friends with the Depidos. If rapping brought me honor, then I was glam like Miss Japatos. I was grand like Apple. I was stand like Miss Tapatos. I was banned like Checo when he was mans with the Rapidos. I was friends with Zachy. He was there with Miss Tacky. If I was under Trackers, I was there with the Aki. Polka dots and clingo. Everything else was at Clee. Everything else was at 3. Act free like Miss Traxley. Patsy on my riff rob. Everything else is Jack Knee. Everything else was Tac T and Pac C with Miss Act 3. Everything with Jack Clee. Everything else with Track Speed. All I do is make raps for fun and honor like Jack Stee. All they did was take out my compassion something for Ashley Cubber. Taking it out the way that I feel, but action with Pasley Punter. All I had compassion for seasons laughing and actually had the passion on Miss Clashing on Keys of Cashing like Ashley Punter. Everything was taco. Everything else like Jack Lee Munter. Everything was taco. Everything else like Jack Lee Putter. Everything like Jack Lee and Polka Dots with Chocolate Butter. If I had the Shackley or Mosa Mago, I'm Pasley brother. If I had the Jack Me, Polka Dots and Axty. If black people wanted war, they chose me for Mr. Cracksby. I ain't say I'm tour. I ain't say I want it for Jack B. I said I own it pack rolls. I said I want it for Black B. polka dots and clean go. I said I'm on it with blast tree. Said I'm on it, plaque rolls it, ready to bust it like jazz key. I ain't say I'm tackers, I ain't say I'm with the poles at. I just said I'm outcast. I said I want it like KSO and polka out, pon it, phone it with jazz toe and Estro was on it on coke I don't it with jazz folk. Everything was chaka. If I rap, then I make little offer. Everything I said was a take up clap on Miss Take Up Pauper. Everything I said was a take up rap on Miss Take Up Golfer. If I had the head, then I'm under straps of Miss Makeup Frocker. Everything was jockas. Everything was Miss Akup Falker. Everything was chalker and talker like Mr. Trake-Up Router. If I had the rap skills, I was there like Miss Akup Balder. That's why so many rappers came out of clear like Miss Jacob Talker. Polka dots and lingo. Everything else like Take Up Frauder. If I said you can't be here, she still let them like Jacob Naughter. If I said they can't play polka dot show and make it raise, I had to tell the truth on Miss Shaka So Section Akelin Page. If I had the Jacko, if I had stuff like Drake LeMays, I would tell them no thanks on Sheeta Constrav on Akelin Phase. Ellie got the rap skill, treatments, taco and stallion look. This life from 94 until now has been a Pallion book. Polka dots and Klingo is all I know like Miss Jallion looks. All she know is Tracker, I don't know nothing else but Miss Ballion Pooks. Polka dots and Klingo, I don't know it like Jallion looks. I just rap for fun and I go to stores like a Ackland cook. Everything was tons on Miss Oldest stores like Miss Poland Pours. Rapping this my heart throb. It ain't no bitch like a Poland scores. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else like Jolin Toys. They ain't let me rap on the Keisha Dodgers like Olin Source. They ain't let me rap and they let me snap like Miss Trails Ops. But I took a message on Paley Paps like Miss Pale Jobs. Everything was right to. Everything else like Snell Tubbs. Everything was Lyco. Everything else like Jill Hobbs. Everything was right to. Everything else like Pale Tycho. Everything was Psycho if you the one with the hell right so. Everything was Clyco. Everything else like Bill Bisel. Everything like Chiso. Everything else like Hell Hycho. Everything like Krycho. If I'm there, then I'm right yo micho. If they heard me rap, then they know it's true like a Chico Psycho. That's why I'm on Capso. Polka dots and Chapso. My rapping was so lame that I turned the world into lap coat. Turned the world to pass road. Turned the world into app store. I turned the world to mayhem. Turned the world into Jack Go. Turned the world to J-Cab. Gotta shoot me before they see. Polka dots and Klingo. Before I rap and before they peace. Everything with Jingo. Before I rap and before they sleep. Before they eat on Clapdo. Before they nap and before they weep. Gotta take the Chaco before he get there like Joe Laseek. Everything with Chaka before he get there like Ola Peeps. Everything was Acha before he get there like Joe La Keeps. Before he insta Paka before he instairs like Ola Preach. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything there like Won't I Meet. Everything is fine on the freestyle bar go like Joe Laseek. Everything was mine on the sea child like Ika Papa. If I had to rhyme, I was pellet. Powerways on Pika Lala. Ellie still the clean though. Everything else like Jico All I do is rap and make skillful bars while they having sex. Polka dots and Klingo. I just make raps like having pecs. Having pecs and sock rolls is different than having Ellie stretch. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else like Deli Rex. If you had the time, you would know the flavor like Belly Becks. I like to tell the mind of the oldest label like Kelly's Cap, like oldest label, Patch Hopper. Everything else like Dylan Dex. Ellie still the Clacko. All I do is the felon pecs. My progression YJ. All I do is the Helen's checks. All I do is paycake. All I do is the Chelly lies. All I do is make raps for fun and butter like Ellen Giles. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else like spelling pause. If I could make raps, then they knew the truth like a gelling Haas. All I do is make raps, polka dot Chico, and take naps like polka dot on Rico and polka dot Fico. Hey laps. If I'm all alone in the Sadaka job, I'm A-chaps. If I had the home on an Elico style, I'm Ray Bounce. All I do is Rajos. All I do is to take laps. All I do is make money off the money like J-Haps. All I do is make money off the money. Don't take the cabs on the cunny. Traco, pay the path on all this money. Talk Hots and Tico. Turn it round to Miss Auckland Dice. Tell her I'm the Seco before they ground like the chocolate pots. Tell them I'm the Jico before they loud and before they round. Ellie is the Rico inside of my jewels like Olin Spout. Everything with Chaco inside of Tajos like Olin down. And I said outside or inside the both was the pole and pound. Everything with choking out. Everything else like rolling loud. If I had the loudspeakers, they was there like the opening crowd. Polka dots and nego. Everything else like choking out. Everything was poking down. All the laughter was like opening frown. All I do is shake pots, polka dot go and shake out having. Show them what I am and the difference factors like Acorn Raven. Polka dots and Klingo, the difference factors like Jacon Living. If you sitting there in that band contractor, you pay con pigeon. Polka dots and Klingo. All you do is be Jacon Lightning. You ain't saying it's bad or it's good to move like a Raycon Trident. I ain't saying it's bad or it's good as smooth like Miss Tootie's too. If rapping off the top was a marvel before, it's good as true. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else like put his boot. All I know is this shit. I don't know stuff like Alice Screw. All I know is this shit. Polka dots so and this quick like Bisquick was it stick and everything else was all I true. Polka dots and Klingo. All I know stuff is you is cool. If I knew that Boo was a polished go screw and Ool is too, I would tell the truth on Miss College go boo and move the hue and tell the Q to do what the cutie poo boo on Ula skew. Toxic Nazi Jago, I tell them who on Ulas do. I tell them who early like poo poo papo and tutu do. All I do is tell me on Checkadago and tell the hell you. Even though some people may not believe I'm the spellion pellion, polka dots and Klingo may not believe what I'm jillion tellion. Even though you probably do not agree, I'm the faillion killion. Polka dots and Klingo. I'm right there with Miss Spelling Billion. We ain't here for nothing in particular but the sellion chillion. If she had the clacko clickable with the taco pickable, all I do is make straps say ah with the gapo gippable. Polka dots and Klingo. If they with it, that chapo typical. But if they here in my Chaco, they gotta die like Miss Chaco typical. Like the police said, and they gotta slide like Miss Rocco died. If they choosing me out to Alice murder, I'm Paco Bide. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else like Taco Bide. If they choosing me out to murder for guys, they Iko Jazz. I don't care investment, Takiyaso or chest tent. If they were choosing me to be Alice Strogo, I'm best bent. Polka dots and Klingo. Either way, I'm still just gent. If I have the chance, then they have the murder like Cles Kent. Because they have the man and they have the burner like Best Bent. Because they have the stands on the Cali Scudder like Just Lit. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else like Les Bent. If they have the style on the Cali Scrogo, they just hint. Everything was wild on the polka doso and everything was smiling. That's what it seemed like the towers moved in. I'm Ellis Crant. Polka dots and Klingo. All I do is Miss Teller's Dent. All I do is take miles on Mocha Roger on Pellet's Pent. All I do is pay Mar for science murder on Tyus Curler. Then I pay the police the thought for public like all this struggle. Polka dots and Klingo. I'm just right there with that smallest butter. I ain't doing nothing really. The post in my game with all this stutter. I ain't doing nothing wicked. I mean to stick it like pick it, ick it, dick it, sick it, hick it, on pick it, shriek it, on nick it, nick it. Ellie still to click it, sprick it, kick it. If they was saying, I ain't saying I'm Boja, I'm saying I'm in it like Maker's man. Said I'm in that closure with take our tenant like Jacob's land. Said I'm in that croja with take our pennant like Maker's fan. Everything with Jaco, everything up there, Acres plan. This my only retaliatory effort for anything I said. Polka dots and Klingo. This my tally for everything. We polka dots and me saying everything else like Jacob Pan. All I said was talenty, something they said in Palace speak. I mean it mean the same thing as freestyle rapping like jealousy. I gotta think the same ways that E-Car Japping was Palace 3 when he was rapping about all the key cuts laughing on Alice Gee. Had to switch to Clacko, everything else like Palace B. I just rap for love offering, not the ones that I have to see. Polka dots and Klingo, love offering like onesie. Everything was Chaco and everything else like Alice D. Everything was Cunsay on Pico Prago. And one day I was say on Clocko before I seen him like Junker D. Everything was Kepto, everything else like Uncle B. Everything was Chaco and everything else like Junkler 3. Everything was oxto. Everything else like Bunk and Heat. And if they mobbing crowds on the Chico Brogo, they own it. Gizzo. And Pekka with Chico Dago, they wanted me. Polka Dots and Klingo were oppositely like Jonas D. If they was like 50 deep, I was there with that Tronis D. Because I ain't like 50 peep. I ain't like them with Jippy Teats. That's the one they used to. I'm different like Mr. Cleek and Cleeps. Polka Dots and Klingo, I'm different like Mr. Clifty Reaps. Different on the side of that potion practice like Jipley Deeps. I'm different on the side of that motion factors like motion practice. Even though they bass and they ride, I'm still the coastly catcher. Polka Dots and Klingo. Even though that, I'm coastly bastard. This culture was designed from the Ellisto job of Opal Panther. If you take the time for the killer, so Rob and tell it, Rob, even if she lied on the Chico Prago, I'm belling Bobs, Polka Dots and Klingo. Even that's still I'm gelling tops. Even if he died, I'm still rapping songs like a pelling Pops, Polka Dots and Klingo. Even if they were gelling obs, I'm still one with Makos and Picadagos and chillin' snobs. Even though I Rakos, even though there with Chaco Mako, even if I could not say the truth, I miss Jaco Aco. Even if I could not explain to you, I miss Raco Paco. Even if I could not be stating the clue, I miss Aco Laco. Everything with Chaco and everything else like Laco Paco. Everything else was on the prods. Everything like Jaco. Everything else like Holding Dodge. If the rap song Paco, if the freestyle was under tar, I was getting sound cut by outer space like a pungent bar. Polka Dots and Klingo, getting cut from that junkie nar. Getting cut from Funky on Paca Bragos and Uncle Star. Getting cut from Jocko and Tika Dago and Projo Presley. If they rule my brand in advance for nothing, I'm Gallo Session. Polka Dots and Klingo. I'm like angels on Rollo Blessing. I'm like angels still rapping love and outro like L.I. Deshin. And I'm still that Clanko. If you pay it and if you weigh it, you will see my day on the crossover go was equally Beijing. Polka Dots and Klingo. If she do that, she equally Daisy. She just like Mr. Payphone when he was looking like Ifly David. Polka Dots and Klingo, just like them on Miss Trickly Nation. If they hear the things that I said for nothing, they Ikla Basin. If they hear the things that I said for nothing, they said for coming. Ain't nothing else to say but the Alice still going on Banfley Buffet. All they gotta pay on the Trolico Dome on Effort Suffering. All they gotta stay on the Colosty Bone with Peflin Buffet. Everything with Chaco is freestyle. That's why it makes it important. Everything was on me on top of Yasso and Effley Cuffin. All I had to do is the Pefley Puffin like Jeffley Duffley. All I had to do is the Kefley Buffley like Effley Tuffley. And this stuff is story on top of Chago with Effley Butter. Off the top was Normie on Tika Dago with Jeffley Cutter. If it was a pour me on Tika Dago with Chormy Cormy, Ellie is the best of the heaven section like Ali A. Polka Dots and Klingo, just like them with that Polly Day. Polka Dots and Klingo, just like them with that Charlie Say. Everything was Tick Roll, everything else was Ollie Spray. Ollie K was Kiko, and everything else was Holly Gray. Ellie got that Nico, everything else like Rico. If they remember Setchider, they'll know who he speak for. Polka Dots and Klingo, everything else like G-Lo. If I was on the pay card and they was there with their priest foes. If I was there with J-Card and they was there with that cheese bro. They was there like K-Card when he was there with that fiend foe. If he had the pay card, if he had any J-Card, then you would hear him rap on a louder subject like J-Obs. If I was a clap king, Polka Dots or a chap feed, I tell him I was rapping on top of murder with Jap leads. If I was the clap packet, if I was like Miss Jaffe, I would tell her nothing and pay Sapagos and app practice. Polka Dots and Klingo. Pay them all like we Gaplin. Pay them all like Chico when he was there trying to rap napkins. Everything was Clico. Everything else like Baffling. Everything was Rico. Everything else like Chaplin. Ellie got the Clico. Ellie got stuff like Apple. This the best they had in a herd of Plago like Japlin. This the best they had in the Persamago and Cursatago. This the best they heard in the words and offering like Ursa Chago. And this stuff was Tory. Everything else was Pori. If I made my rhyme rap, then they was deaf like Miss Jeffley Nori. Everything was Chaco. They was deaf like Miss Effley Pori. They was deaf like Shekar when she was there with that Deathly Doherty. Everything was Peacock and they was spared like Miss Beckley Power. They was scared aware of my cellist Tago with Effley Dorothy. Everything was Chaco. Everything else was just a story. Everything was Corey or Pori sorry like just a Bory. Ellie is the Tory. If they waited, they never see things they want to hear on my concentration, like Pellets B, polka dots and Klingo. They want to hear stuff I tell is free, like Chellis T was Keko. Yes, it is for a Bellis B, polka dots and Klingo. All of y'all be like Melis Cree. I never disappoint in the crowd influence like Jealous Cree. Never disappoint all the crowd influence and crowd is ruined. If I had an alien oxypogo, I'm polished brew it, polka dots and Klingo. All I do is the college grew it. I don't stay around anything that's awkward like Jollis knew it. I don't hang around anything that's problems like Bali Spew it. I don't play the sound of my Mason poggers like I don't play the ground of Mr. Trago. I don't play like Miss Asian Cruitt. All I do is make raps on murder swaggo like Jakelin Gooey. All I do is take caps on open pockets like Op into it. Everything I say claps on oak and sideways like Palace Buick. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else like Alice threw it. 10 triple entendres is tied in once like a Javelin Cooit. Everything was ates. Everything else like crates. The least I speak is tritos. Any less I be park phase. Polka dots and Klingo. Any less I be dock days. The least I speak is tryways. Anything else I'm shock days. All my rhymes competitive. Polka dots so and check it up. But I ain't battle rapping. They told me that I was eloquent. They told me I'm a sacho. Gotta be like this spectacle. They told me I can't rap if I ain't the lover like Jellister. So I said I clap on Miss Patience puzzle like Patient Double. Tear it around like Genie. Tell them all I'm with Asians Wonder. Polka dots and cleanly. Everything else like Asians Comer. If you see me green me, then you know I ain't patient butter. Polka dots and Klingo. You should know I was Jakelin Tutter. If you saw that man, you would know he smoke on Miss Pakelin Butter. You should know the difference between Ailey Scran and Miss Aiklin Butter. If you knew that Moko was Ailey Stand and he Aiklin Mother. Polka dots and Klingo. You should know I was crazy brother. You should know I'm Jackar when he was acting like Seiki Nutter. You should know I'm Packard when he was trapping with Taker. You should know the difference between Alice Scrapley and Makeup Maker. Polka dots and Klingo. Ellie the one that make a shaker. Ellie the one that do it without the subject like Paker and Baker. Ellie the one that do it without the cruzzick, without the subject. If the Lamb of God on my screw it, he baffling buzzy. Everything was Chaco. If that's me, then I'm definitely Duffy. If that's just somebody who in the speak, then they definitely funny. If I was the one on the college street and the college street, then I'm the one that rap first and everybody else was following me. Polka dots and Klingo. If you knew that, you jealous street. If you knew the 90s came out for real like a lively go, then you know the Try Me was made to feel like Miss Opulent D. Everything was Chaco and Paco feel like Miss Everybody. Trake until was Opulent. Everything else like Jacob Mills. Pocket D was Chaco and everything else was April and Creel like Opulent 3 and Kiko and Obsolete Pico. Alice Drake. Everything was G-Co. If you hear me, you probably stink. Polka dots and Klingo. Before you get me, you probably ate. Everything was Chaco. Before you hit me, you probably date. You probably wank on Procos. You probably hurt with the probably stank. Polka dots and Klingo. You probably dealt with that body weight. Probably think I'm Eckhart. You probably think I was Jolly Bates. Probably think I'm Seckars. Probably think I'm the Records. If people took my voice when I was a baby, I'm Eckharts. Everything like records, everything else like Beckars. A natural situation for college struggle like Jackars. A natural concentration on piece of Prago and Esabajo. If you think it's wasting, then you was hating on Mesla Tagro. Everything was tracing and everything else like Beslin Bottle. If you think it's waiting, then you was Steph like Miss Checklin Carter. Everything was Chaco. Everything else like Jefflet Bottles. If you think I bottled the Treco Dodge, you Miss Efflet Potter. If I got the roots say everything else like Juice Mago, you be knowing the truth. With Mr. Clago Hills. Everything with Chaco and Seco Brago with Use Babel. If you like the Chuke, you was Duke, like Ruke Muke, everything was Kuke. Everything else like Duke Luke. If I was the Chaco, you was there like Miss Rusi. If I had the Chaco, everything else was Taco Faco. If I had infections, then they was there with the Caco. If I had the Lajo, if I'm there with Miss Frajo Ajo. If I had the Crajo, if I'm there with Miss Tajo. If I had the Lajo, if I rap on the Bali Strive, I was on the Claudio and they was there with the Crowley's God. Everything was Traco. They was there with Miss Polly Spy. They was in examples of A-list step with Miss Lottie's Dies. Everything was Chaco in examples of Polly Fries. In examples, samples of neck with wood spurts on Ali Scratch. Everything with Checo, everything else like probably dies. I ain't trying to rap though, I'm trying to take help on Ollie's kids. Everything with Chad, Jazz, Pez, Fez on Miss Kylie's skids like Tez, Eds, and Says was the Kelly Kroger on Ollie's bread. Everything with Chaco, more advanced man, that's probably red. If you wait too late, you will see him dance on the college stead. Everything with Chaco, you wait too late, you'll be probably dead. You probably think he said on the poly struggle like probably bad. I was like Lil Gusto before he got there like Jolly Dreads. I was there on Checo before he shot till like Ollie spread. All it really matters is what you said, and it's what you said. If I was the Checo, then you was there like Miss Gusby Bread. Everything was Checo. It's what they do and it's what they said, what they led to believe in. The examples why they like Jekyll I did. Sorry for the Clayco, the syrup be killing my Ollie scared. If I had to make up the Percy killing, I'm Jolly Jed. A so Najo. Everything else like high lows. If I had to switch up the Trotico though, I'm Ellie Roach. Everything with Checo. No more cutscenes, I'm Belly Boats. If I had the Chaco, if I had wet posts, everything was dreams on the check, tech kit, hopes, bet. Everything was Kiso, Miss Chelly Cookett, and jokes next. If y'all had the injury, perspective basis on Mr. Tredge, you would know the synergy, applications on different legs. If I had the Principe, if you had all the centerty, you would know the difference worldwide before they got there to Clinderby. Polka dots and Klingo, you know the difference between Genity. You know that I was Pinter and he was Mr. Corinthi. Everything with Chaco, everything like Miss Brenther P. If I said the right word, they'll lie, say I was still in speech. Everything with Chico. Tell the truth of Miss Illin Street. If I had the refo, stuff like Caco and Chiso. 5 more minutes in it, I think I rap for police though. Polka dots and Nisho. I ain't there yet like Gleesco. The cheese folks was Eastro. Everything else like Bistro, Kifo. If I had to rap lean Takadago with Chili's practice, I'll be telling Cap King to eat the bottle on Jilly's captains. I'll be telling Cap King to see the problem and see the nada. If they had to fight water, then I'll be there like Miss Greasley Bottle. Everything with Chaco. If I had skills on easily daughters, they just like the Clyde Court. I'll be there like Miss Peasley Model. They just like to fight more. Tokadago and Shite Tour. If I was really rapping, then they'll be there who they died for. Polka dots and Klingo. I'm the one that they died for. Like Shower Star was explaining some stuff to gangers like Arb Store. Everything with Chake. Everything else like Crime More. Like Time Core and Fine Core. We was fighting. He tried gore. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else was light tour. When we was fighting the Hansies, he got too active like Giant Core. Everything was pansy because it's different like Kanzi. The man you meet is relative. Who you kill is a Zanzi. Polka dots and Kanzi. Who you kill is Miss Granzy. It's things I learned experiencing. Ellis Skrill for a pansy. For a fancy Campto. Everything else like Tansy Empso. If they not aware that I'm killing ski death, they pencilly betful. Everything was Chaco. Showing you nothing like Jeffrey Info. If I had the Costo, if I had stuff like Anstey Popfo, if I had the Rajo, if I had stuff like Ansi Mo, if I could be there on the Chalico store, I'm definitely dope. If I could be there on the Modesty show, on policy, my broke ass like Swajo was different than Mr. Collie 3. Polka dots and Klingo, perfect like Mr. Jolly Heaps. Everything was chirping on Kerfit like Mr. Prolly Feets. Everything was jerpic on Kerpit like Mr. Body Heat. Like Tidy Keep was earthing and turfing like Mr. Prolly Meat. Everything was Chaco, Ellie like Mr. Jolly Deeps. All they do is Rocco. They be there with their college skeets. All I do is Pock Show. All I do is the Rocky Bago. I don't play the games on the Hago Sako like Ali Stago. Ellie is the clap kid. Lord of Demons like Claude Chemis. Lord of Flies is Etcha. I ain't one with that Port I Peasy. Order cows on Keesin like order cow on that sword I reason. If I had the Port I was there with that sword I needs it. Everything was Chaco. Everything like Miss Gordy Easy. If they heard me rapping, my voice was carrying like Port Keezy. You know I trap on the clap of Nagis and trap and clap. These people just game members. The opposite result like Japlin Naps, Polka Dots and Klingo. Even left I was Apple and Taps. Even Meek and Packraw was telling Beaker the Japlin Haps. The P.S. Sonajo. Everything else like Jago. If I had the Clayco and everything else, I'm Auto Strato. If I had the trays, everything else was Clay's Pays. If they wanted rap water, they could get it like J's. Polka dots and Klingo. Everything else like Pays. Let us make the crackles. He doing daisies on Claims. Polka dots and Klingo. doing daisies and saying names. Everything was Chaco, doing daisies on claims. All I did was rap Joes. All I did is rains. If I was the Clapsy, then I was killed with a Jane Gaines, polka dots and Klingo. I'm the one with the claim pains. All I know myself is the mostly murder like bang bang. All I know myself is the mostly murder like mostly murder. If I had the help, I'd be joyfully guarded or joyfully Turner. Everything with Chaco, everything else like joyfully burner. If I had the help, I'd be joyfully Neff on me joyfully Turner. If I had the step and I had the death and I had the left, I ain't never say that I was Andy Spago or Andy Sip. I ain't never said I was Annis Pago and Annis Belt. I ain't never said I was Annis Scrocco and Annis Dep. Man, that shit sound cracko. All I do is the Jocko. If persecuting me was an olive extra, they ox though. If persecuting me was a poly session like polydession, then they have to see who I am for perfect like Jolly Messi. Then they have to cree who I am for Murphy like am for Turfy. If I was the G on the Callis girl, I'm Gambly Gurfy. It ain't no other me on me Trachio, so no other G. If I was on the set, then they was probably like Mother P, Polka Dots and Klingo, Mother 3 and Miss Jumper T. Off. Clear.